Hello, live from Ave Maria. We are back, Ave Maria, Florida. We are back again. Today is very important because we're going to talk about environment, microplastics, microplastics or nanoplastics, nano a particle. How is it affecting our health? It is important to know that there's this article that was published lately. It claimed that humans eat a credit card worth of plastic a week.
A week, yes.
So where does it come from? So if this is something that you would like to delve with, hang on. We are going to dissect what are the source of microplastic. What are they? What is the implication of health? Which part of the body is going to be affected? Brain, heart, testicles, reproductive system, skin, and it's just amazing that these studies, recent studies, have just been coming up. In early 2025, this is last year, researchers publishing the Journal of Nature Medicine reported that human brain samples contain microscopic plastic particles at concentration that added up came to roughly spoon's worth of plastic in the brain. And here is the part that should get our attention. The brains they examined noticeably more plastic than brains from just 8 years earlier. So this is a recent phenomenon. So, but the most important thing is that it's not a sad story because everybody, it's a fair game. We all have plastics. You go to the grocery, then back the question, where is the plastic coming from? BPA, biphenol, it's in the receipt of those, the waxy paper that you get. It's in those plastic bags that you get. That's why it's always good sometimes to, but you cannot avoid it. Even the vegetables, I just bought broccoli from the grocery store. It was covered with plastic. Before this was not the case. We go to Immokalee market. Usually, it's just we go to the garden. We harvest our broccoli, our things, and we have it. Before, we would use banana leaves in the Philippines. Banana leaves comes, and then what you do is you heat it, like we call it haub, and it becomes pliant. So this is better alternative in terms of using plastics to wrap your fish or to put it as a lining in when you cook. The food becomes more. The smell is more is more pleasant, and it's very healthy. It's organic. You can use this for wrapping your fish or your rice. So this banana leaf can be a lifesaver, for example. So going back to the plastics, what are they? So how do they get inside your body? Because it's been noted in human blood, in the placenta, in the breast milk, in semen, and in the first stool of newborn ever passes. So it's transmitted, very tiny particles. Before the baby takes its first breath, the baby already had met plastic. So it comes in but we can minimize because it's in our bottled water. But where can you find? It's always my friend is always very health conscious, but he always carries this plastic bottle. He puts it in his what do you call this? The drinking receptacle, which is stainless, but the water that had already been transferred already had been contaminated.
Yes.
So then behooves us to how do we cut off the source of the plastics? It could be that we have to put it in we have to use our faucet and collect it and do something before we buy those huge boxes of plastic bottles. Look at this guy. The BPA. It would probably be marked as BPA, but there's still microplastics in this. Our you go to Costco or grocery store, it's already wrapped. The meat is already wrapped with plastics. And then when you go home, plastic is there. So the third talk would be what can actually be done about it. Because there is a version of this talk that might frighten you because it is a common phenomenon. It's something that's something to be concerned about because it affects everybody. The plastic bottle, the bag, the fishing net, the car tire, your dress, your polyester shirt that is slowly breaking apart, your sofa that already has some that's exposed to sunlight disintegrates. So might be that you have to use material like cloth, but it has to be the cloth that would not be considered with plastics. Put it countless pieces too small to see. All this microplastic and nanoplastic perhaps may not escape you. It is in your shirt. It is in your receptacle for spraying. The plastic bottle you throw away today, it doesn't vanish in 100 years. It will live through your great, great, great grandchildren generation behind you. Which has exploded over the last 50 years, these nanoplastics is a real problem. So the plastic tide isn't coming, it's here. And it continues on if we don't do something about it for yourself individually. So how does it go to your body? There are three doors. One is your mouth. We eat, drink microplastic constantly. They're in seafoods, contaminated in the ocean. It is in salt, in honey. Think about this. In beer, in fresh produce grown in contaminated soil, notably in water. Bottled water, we talk about, produce growth in water tends to be the markedly more microplastics than tap water. In part because the bottle itself sheds particles. Now, that bottle is shedding some nanoparticles that you can be afraid of. No. She's trying to pour the plastic. So you may have heard a striking claim that we eat, as I said, eat credit cards worth of plastic a week. It could be about 5 grams of plastics. It is a memorable line to think about. Hello, we were just talking about the source of microplastics. I country in the microplastics in the bottles, and all those stuff. So just to dissect, how small are these microplastics? They have measured it. So again, the second door would be the nose. The air indoors, your living room, your office, is full of tiny fibers shed from carpets. We all love carpets. Curtains, furniture, and clothing. Cotton, maybe not. But it catches in the plastics like chemicals like BPA and phthalates. As I said, most of these plastic bottles now are saying, yeah, it's BPA free, but there's still certain types of plastics that can thrive and still break apart and contaminate. And those swallowing the big one of the most people, keep in mind that these we are going to discuss later. So what about the skin? Cosmetics. For example, the super suds that you rub in your skin to, what do you call this? To moisturize and also to scrub, because there comes in they come. So when I was in Greece, now the rubbing in that I was gallivanting in Europe, it was good. You have to know Greece. Greece is actually a very good Christian country, but very full of culture. But I found what we use in the Philippines, stones. We do it. We pick up something from the beach or in the river, rough edge. We make it. We burn it, and then we scrub it in our skin. Or loofah. You know what loofah is?
Mhm. Yes, yes.
Loofah is great. Don't use plastic scrubs because that's where you're putting it in your skin. So in 2024, the New England Journal, this will be the one that really will wake you up. This is the paper, 2024. It was entitled Microplastics and Nanoplastics in Atheromas and Cardiovascular Events. What are atheromas? Atheromas are essentially the plaque that forms, if this was the blood vessels, the bad particles that I was always saying that comes from refined carbohydrates, and I always have the mantra of bread, pasta, white potatoes, and sweet drinks. It goes here, and then it grows like a plaque that becomes atheroma. It will actually look yellow, and then when oxidized, when you have acute problem like John Paul one, it oxidizes and becomes a cholesterol crystal that pokes that. Well, these guys, I don't know which country they come from. It looks like Italy. They examined the plaque of those patients who have heart attack. Because to have a heart attack, you have to have atheroma that will be burst and becomes will be stuck up with clots. They found out that these MPN, MNP, microplastic and nanoplastics, with the use of pyrolysis gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, stable isotope analysis, and electron microscopy, and they use inflammatory markers like the one that I use here, the CRP, interleukin 1, interleukin 6. They found a good correlation. This is not a cause and effect, meaning they studied the microplastics causing the heart attack. We're talking about correlation. They found out that these patients with heart attack and stroke, when they examined the atheroma, had more microplastics compared to the rest that didn't have a heart cardiovascular event. So conclusions in this study, patients with carotid artery plaque in which microplastic and nanoplastics were detected had a higher risk of a composite of myocardial infarction, stroke, and death from any cause at 34 months of follow-up. So something that if we want to stay healthy, we cut down on things. We don't pile up the credit card mass in our body. Conclusions, that woke up the science, the medical community. Because we've just been really lackluster about plastic. Today, even with reading this, I did not say no about getting a plastic bag to wrap my broccoli, and the broccoli was already wrapped with plastics. And so that's something that we for ourselves would have to think about. So we talk about the brain. The brain, way up here, digested, it travels up. And they have counted objectively that it crosses the blood-brain barrier. And they have counted at least a teaspoonful of equivalent of microplastics in some brain. And unfortunately, these are the brain associated with Alzheimer's and dementia. They're not even studying yet the other brain problems like autoimmune multiple sclerosis or demyelinating disease. We're just talking about this, the Alzheimer's part. The third, reproduction. So it's found in testicles and in semen among men. And I was just wondering, there is a known fact that testosterone levels have decreased through time among men. I wonder if there's some relationship with these effects, of course, with the stress that men, the new generation of men are subjected to. They found it in samples of ovarian fluid. And that's the reason why they found it also in in the uterus, of course, and they found it in the newborn. They have not even breath, uh, breathed their first breath. They've already exposed themselves to plastics. So put these together, the heart, brain, reproduction, a larger view of evidence from the University of California, San Francisco, concluded that microplastic exposure is suspected of harming our reproductive, digestive, respiratory health, and possible links to colon cancer and lung cancer. Because there had been exposure for lung cancer for patients with lung cancer and noted a good amount of microplastics. The word suspected is a lot of work to do because, as I said, most of these studies it's not a cause and effect. It's like a correlation study. So, in honesty, we're presented with the fact that we can just shrug our shoulders like, oh no, yeah, it's just a correlation, or we can take action. That the microplastic is not what do you call this? Microplastic is not a myth. It is something that we need to be aware of. And Mary's for the sake of the sorrowful passion of Mary, we're going to just tap down. Microplastics is found in the bottles, the plastic bags, in the furnitures, in the clothing, polyester, for example, plastics. So I think we should go back to cotton and linen. So really fashionable here in Florida. The spandex might not be a good idea, but it's a good fit and all the stuff. So something that we need to talk about because, as I said, the microplastics are now found, documented in the brain, almost like a teaspoonful in the brain, in the atheroma, in the blood vessels that are associated with those patients who had heart attack and stroke. They have more microplastics in their atheroma, and most likely this could possibly be a cause because microplastic can most likely trigger inflammation because they're foreign bodies. So what are we to do? It's in the cosmetics. It's in the facial rub that we have. We have to be careful. We have to be more proactive now. For sure, what can you do? Avoid, for example, plastic bottles from the drink. Get it from the faucet. Get some metals or glass that you can store your drink, and it will not be disseminated by boiling. So you have to be thinking about that. When you have leftover food, or when you're preparing for food, use this, like banana leaves, for example. Make a point of doing this, because those are found even in the old skillets that you have, the non-stick. Once it unsticks, those are plastics. Those are source of that. Maybe we can switch to cast iron. Those kind of investment that you might have to do when you are what do you call this? When you have leftover food, be sure you put it in a crystal containers, or even the glass, or even the I don't want to say anything about the aluminum because I think there's also been a controversy of aluminum also contaminating. The most important thing is the wax paper, the cut-right, all those stuff. I would like to greet Dylan Hobrecht, and thanks for dropping in. So the water especially is the most important source of the microplastics. Food, as I said, because food, we have a contaminated soil already, transported in plastic containers, wrapped in plastic containers, so there's no escape. The kitchen surfaces that I was just talking about, you have to scratch non-stick pans, which said the wear and tear. For cast iron, stainless steel is probably more uh, recommended.
Ceramic.
Ceramic, no? Ceramic, and also in the Philippines, we use these pots, like clay pots that we use for cooking. And I think in Mexico, they do that also. What about air and dust? The indoor dust is full of plastics. Ordinary boring habits help more ventilate your home, dust and vacuum, dusting from the disintegrated furniture, from the carpet, from the curtains. So there's a lot of work that we need to do, a lot of pondering, because plastics, microplastics, are here to stay, and for a while we will have to think about this on how we can handle, minimize our exposure to microplastics. Then the question is there a detox for microplastics? Well, do not be fooled because it cannot be taken away by IV or some detox materials that we do. Um, it works in different ways. So if there's a marketing for um, detoxing you or eliminating microplastics from your body, think twice. It might not be a good investment. So the question is, Sanspi, how is plastic excreted by body or does it stay forever? Yes, unfortunately, according to what I have read so far, microplastic stays in the body and it will outlive you, even for generations that have that you live. So really at this point is to minimize exposure of microplastics, not using plastics, use crystals. And I said, all these natural things that you can use, banana leaves, for example, for lining your baking, because it has a significant effect. There are numerous studies that have come up, the spoon's worth framing removal evidence, the cardiovascular study of the New England Journal, it's very important study. The stroke plaque follow-up presented by the American Heart Association in the 2025 meeting at the University of New Mexico shows much higher plastic concentration in symptomatic versus healthy arteries. The testicles is a common site of microplastics. The blood, the first detection of microplastic in 2022 from the Netherlands. There's also a study from the Systemic Review of Health Effects, University of California, San Francisco, suspected harms to reproductive, digestive, respiratory health. This is another attack also for the microbiome. So the more we have to fortify our defenses with microbiome, with good yogurt. I was so amazed with the kind of exposure that Greek people have with microbiome. They're very into it. So there was a menu. I asked for a drink. I thought it was a cocktail drink, and it's a healthy drink. Guess it was what it was. It tastes good. It was half yogurt, water, and salt. I tried it myself, putting it here. So yogurt and actually kefir, which is really concentrated that I make here. You put another layer of milk, put salt and honey. It's a great drink. I might as well start selling this kind of drink. It's not kombucha, but it's actually real yogurt bacteria, and it's good because it's very specified. Just a side note, we've been so exposed now with the different kind of species of the yogurt here, or the bacteria. We were first I exposed you to Lactobacillus reuteri, which is good for skin, for joints. Then we get into Lactobacillus gasseri, which is good for metabolism and weight loss. Then we expose you to Cassia for joint pains. And lately, Lactobacillus plantarum, PS128 subspecies. We have successfully fermented that here. And my observation with a patient, a 95-year-old patient of mine, very holy man, he has problems sleeping. And my friend, who monitors his sleep closely, we wondered. So he said, Father Magnaras had been sleeping really well lately. We wonder what we have done. There's only two things we did. The injection that we did, and also we changed his yogurt to Lactobacillus plantarum PS 128. And he said, wow, that could be because Lactobacillus plantarum PS 128 increases dopamine. Dopamine is happiness, calms the brain, and it's been used to actually the capsules are used to help not as a treatment but as a supplement for Parkinson's disease. So it's really exciting to have those kind. The Greek people, they love the yogurt. That's why it's called the Greek yogurt. But it's good to expand the knowledge of the yogurt for us because we need a higher count. That's why our fermenting here of the yogurt is 36 hours, as we have adapted from Dr. William Davis' wisdom. And we have specific types of bacteria that we have successfully grown here. And I think I would like you to join the healthy bandwagon of Cadenza so that you can make yourself healthy and other people in your family. So, in conclusion, this was actually a very exciting topic for me because I never thought. I know plastics was a problem, but recent study 2025 and then recently early this year have proven in studies, in very good studies published in good reputable journal like New England Journal of Medicine and Nature Medicine, have proven microplastic is here. It's not a myth. We know the sources. We know not able to eliminate them, but we can always decrease our exposure. Many things can be done. We have been exposed to plastics for the past 5 years, 50 years. And the past 5 years, this kind of problem has just been documented in science, in medicine. So these, we can continue on discussing other environmental factors. But staying healthy is a challenge these days. It's almost like we really need to go back to Garden Eden, growing our own fruits and vegetables. We know exactly where it's coming from. We don't need to store. Our friend, banana. It's a very nice plant that has a lot of purpose. So I hope they will not cut my banana. No, not so far. So thank you very much for for watching. Sans, I hope you have got the answer for that. I know it's alarming, but there's something that we can do. Till next time, join me live sometime. I am promoting that to pray the rosary regularly because I've seen the benefits among my patients of praying the rosary regularly. This is the author of the rosary who was promoting it for the to understand or to get closer to his son, Jesus. This I'm going to do live at some point. And Father Tarsis, wow, Master, you're there. We'll see you on Saturday. Thank you. It was a great talk. Thank you very much. It will be posted in YouTube and Facebook. Hopefully, we'll see you again next time. If you like this topic, please consider subscribing to the Red channel, the YouTube channel, and the Facebook. And we'll be giving you more of these updates about medicine and faith. If you have any questions, I can entertain you a few, and then I can share it to the audience. Ken?
Okay. We and we go to the public set on our walk each night.
Yes.
And go down the water aisle, and lo and behold, there's the BAI waters, our BOGO, and the vitamin waters are BOGO. We'll get one and drink on the way home.
Yes.
Can we take one of these and strain it somehow?
There's no straining for the water. The question is, you go to the grocery store and the water is bottled with plastics.
Right.
In reality, there's no straining. You can have an IV fluid. I think the best thing is to get yourself from the faucet, filter it, store it in glass and the metal, the stainless steel. I think that's the safest way to do it, because in reality, the water is already contaminated with many different things, hormones. For example, the report AMU students have reported a lot of studies regarding contraceptives present in our stream. How much more can we take? Not only just us, we're we're retiring, but what about the generation behind us? We have to keep them healthy. So, practical thinking, it will not be a good excuse to get the most fancy looking drinking bottle or a beverage. Go simple. Go back to where you come from. If you can dig your own well, but then again, that can also be contaminated with the soil. So I hope that answers your question, Ken.
Okay, so straining don't work.
I think you should produce your own water. Leah?
Yeah, I saw something in Google or YouTube. A study was done like last year. They found certain foods that could actually capture the plastic while you eat it.
Oh, that'd be good. Oh, you mentioned okra, yeah.
Okra and fenugreek. I don't know if fenugreek looks like.
That'll be interesting. I would like to follow up with this kind of
Yeah,
topic.
I think I sent it to some people. I
Nice.
think it's the gooey stuff in okra that.
Okay. So one comment here from the audience live. We have a lot of brains here in Ave Maria. So was this slimy? That includes nopal, aloe vera, chia, okra. So that brings us more to put it up front to get this high mucin content of food. Could possibly be a good remedy.
And what does that do? I couldn't really hear.
It actually binds the plastic. Fenugreek actually binds 90%. They tested it in
Oh wow!
okra is 60%.
So this is actually a good study to challenge to my professor friends here
I'll send it to you.
to see what we can do with absorbing microplastics from our body. You have questions?
I just bought a titanium pan.
Titanium pan?
Yeah, do you know much about that? I thought
Yeah.
Titanium would be a metal,
yeah.
so it would not be a plastic.
Yeah, and then when I got it, I didn't know this when I bought it first, but when it came, it said one of the layers inside
Mhm.
is aluminum. But
Okay,
it's not exposed.
okay. I'll have to look into that.
I like the looks of it.
Yeah.
It's a quick cleanup.
Yes. Okay.
It has a cover. It's 12-inch.
Nice.
But you could get any size. I just wanted to.
Okay. Well, thank you. You have a question?
Yeah, so this big study about microplastics, it's my understanding one of the worst perpetrators is
Mhm.
fragrance,
Yes.
and that wasn't mentioned, like fabric softener,
Mhm.
the Febreze that puts smell into your
Mhm.
house,
Yes.
making candles,
Mhm.
all these things with the word fragrance in the ingredient,
Yes.
BPA and phthalate,
Mhm.
right?
Phthalates. That's why when I have the scent here, if you smell something good here in Cadenza, it is actually not the plug-on. It is a live incense. And also this oil infuser.
Yeah.
Those are that could be better. I don't know if they have any comments about that. But the scents, those are xenoestrogens. They can compete with the estrogen receptor, and that receptor can trigger proliferation of breast tissue to predispose women and even men to have breast cancer. That's why no to those really heavy scented smell that makes the freshener.
You mean like the air fresheners?
The air fresheners, even the laundry, the Febreze that you use. Stay away from those.
Candles.
The candles with scent, yes.
Unless they're made with the plant oil. There's a certain, yeah,
Or beeswax, maybe.
the beeswax with
Yeah.
that's actually purifying beeswax.
The beeswax, and also the best is incense to make your room.
Would
Miss Ruby.
essential oils, like the quality of essential oils,
Mhm.
help to offset the toxicity of the plastics, like lemon or clove?
So from the readings that I have here, not yet. We don't know, but it looks like the studies associated with the make sense, the mucin heavy mucin plants like okra, aloe vera, nopal from Mexico.
Yeah.
Those are things that we should consider.
And they
Unfortunately,
say I don't even know how that thing looks.
yeah, I've seen some aloe vera drink, but it's bottled in plastic, and that's all. The other thing is, it's so sweet. But I think what we can do is to make those kind of aloe vera scraping, blenderize it, put some honey, put some other herbs that will probably neutralize the taste of the bitter aloe vera.
Now, what would you use aloe vera for? I thought it was just for like wounds or for your
Aloe vera has a
stomach.
lot of
Like,
use.
I know for your stomach, but you wouldn't need it as a vegetable.
Not necessarily what a drink would be. It would be a good beverage.
Just to get all that gel out.
Yeah.
I have an aloe vera plant.
Take the gel out, not the peel because it's bitter,
Yeah.
but the peel and make it blenderize it with something that can be a refreshing drink.
Oh,
That's good for your gut, for the microbiome,
yeah.
and also for the healing of the gut. Remember the leaky gut? What is compromised in the leaky gut is actually the mucin layer. So what does improve mucin layer? Number one, herb, clove, or even the bacteria in itself produces mucin. So if you're not, but the bacteria would need the fiber. You need the vegetables, because if you don't feed the bacteria with the fiber, then it will feed on the mucin. So fiber is very important. Vegetables is made there to be dominated by human being to be able to nourish us. Yes, sir.
How dangerous is the plastic covers that we use in the microwave?
Very dangerous. Now it's melting, so you're disintegrating that. How about even the disintegration of the plastics from the furniture from the sun? So the more, if you're doing, I never use microwave, because microwave, number one, it increases your formation of advanced glycated end products, or age. There are 7 or 8 of them. That advanced glycated end products is indirectly measured as hemoglobin A1C. How is it formed? The hemoglobin A1C, or the advanced glycated end products, is a formation of is formed from sugar plus protein and high heat. Air fryer, what do you call this? Microwave, high heat, grilling, especially grilling. You're grilling, and then the oxidized fat comes to the flame and then goes back again. So that's a carcinogen, really. So the best, I say it again, the best way, the most healthy way of cooking would be steaming and boiling. Slow cooking, really slow. Poach would be. So those are the things that you can, if you want to minimize your risk of aging, because what it is, aging, antioxidation, you have aging mutates your DNA mutated forms bad proteins, then you have cancer. And the microbiome will help us.
So many of the oils, like avocado oil or olive oil, have come in plastic bottles.
That's a concerning. But I would like to know if there's some of them are crystals.
Yeah, they see some in glass.
Mhm.
The ones from California.
I bought one, and then I met somebody from Ave Maria, and she had like some kind of an app, and she measured the olive oil I was getting. It was a very good sale, and it came up high. It came in 88.
Yes.
And she said to her husband, "Oh, I got to get this," but they were in plastic bottles.
Okay. Well, there's some olive oil that are canned, like the one in Greece, also,
Oh, yeah,
or
That's right.
yes.
California is glass. California olive oil.
So we're on the 45th minute of the hour. I think we can stop here. And until next week, Father Tarsus will be waiting for you. Anything else? Okay.
You did bring up the receipts, the coded receipts.
Yes, those are BPA.
Oh my gosh.
Those are phthalates.
I
The receipts we're talking about is the paper that is given to you for the receipt. So better just say, no, I don't want receipt.
Right.
Email it to me.
Yes, so that's the best way.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Codes on these plastic bottles.
Okay, so I guess, yeah, Dennis.
Codes like on some of these plastic bottles, like is there a code on the bottle of your?
Of the recycling?
No.
Made in China?
No, isn't there something that?
Is it PG
Yeah,
or
that
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, BPA, no BPA, but there's still plastic there. All right, so we say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching. Welcome to Ave Maria. When you come here, we're here. Adios.